Welcome to the Making You, an accurate reflection of Christ podcast, where you become translucent glory. Now, here's your host and glory teacher, Karen Pina.
Kingdom greetings. The most common definition of sub, is under. Under. However, today you will learn a new revelatory definition of this word. Also, you will discover how this new meaning ties into the air quotes S word, submission, which is almost like a curse word to some single, married, and divorced women and men. Come on, let's tackle this in glory. The most common definition of the word sub is under. I'm looking to the word substandard by the leading of the Spirit of glory. This word means less than the standard. Less than the standard. Think about the Capital One credit card. Think about Starbucks. They're setting a standard. So substandard means less than the standard that one is setting. And in this instance, the one is Christ. Another word he's directing me to is subpar. Subpar. Now, this word subpar was my absolute favorite word in corporate America because for 30 years I was surrounded by subpar leadership. They were less than acceptable leaders. So from these two words, we learn that we do not possess the highest revelation of the word submission. Submission. Many in the body have an inferior view of the word submission. It's a view focusing on less than what Christ intends. See that? Most often, we focus on who gets the last word in major family decisions. You know, who gets to decide how we're going to do X or Y or how we're going to spend this money. In other words, submission has been relegated to a view that is less than what Christ intends. His intention is that you be an accurate reflection of Him in marriage. Now, before you go tuning me out, thinking that you've heard this message before, you want to keep listening because submission is less about being under the control of a spouse or even under the control of another believer, and it's more about getting under glory. Aha. Now I've regained your attention. Remember, in part 1 of the Glory is Your Mission episode, you learned that the word mission is the Latin word mitiere, and it means to be sent to serve others as you would serve yourself. In this episode, I want to apply this meaning to marriage. Many women and some men struggle with submission in marriage. Every time Ephesians 5:21 through 23 is mentioned, is quoted, or is read, they cringe. They shake. Wow. I'm thinking about the scripture where there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth for some reason. I don't know. That just popped into my head. They cringe at the very thought of Ephesians 5:21 through 23 that references being submitted not just to your spouse, but to one another, not just the wife to the husband, not just the husband to the wife, but to be mutually submitted. And they cringe. They cringe. They gnash their teeth because, see, submission is like a curse word to some. There are many reasons for this cringing. And I want to share that the common and revelatory definitions of the prefix sub, S-U-B, can stop you from shaking in your boots and open up a new realm of glory. If sub means under and mission means to be sent to serve others as Christ, and glory is your mission, wives, single women, and divorcees, here's your opportunity to come out of a sub, an inferior view of submission, and to get this right once and for all. In order to accurately reflect Christ in your marriage, you've got to serve your prophet, your priest, and your king, and serve in the vision he's been given. Oh no, it's not one-sided. Husbands, in order to be an accurate reflection, you must serve God's daughter and the vision Christ's given her too. Remember, Ephesians 5:21 through 23 point out, highlight, teach, and instruct us that there is mutual service in marriage. Remember, métier, to be sent to serve others as you would want others to serve you. How do you want your spouse to serve you? Ponder this. Then serve him or her in this manner. After all, this is why Christ sent your spouse to you. So in short, submission is a compound word which we are redefining and obliterating the inferior mindset and adopting a new one, which is this: you have been sent to serve your spouse as Christ serves. Wow, I know this just set someone free. But I know that there are some who will hear this and still be unable to embrace this level of service. I don't know about you, but I will submit to glory. I will submit to glory. Come on, decree that with me. I will submit to glory. We can conjecture all day and night about the reasons why women will not submit. I submit that a huge problem that many women have with submission is that they aren't seeing any glory to submit to. Masebea. Now, I'm not talking about the religious or Jezebelic type of women that, quite frankly, aren't going to submit to no one, no matter how brightly they are shining. I mean, the man can be clothed with splendor, majesty, and honor. They still would not submit. No, I'm talking about spirit filled and spirit controlled handmaidens of God. Yeah. See, when they see the glory in their spouse, they decree, I will submit to glory. Oh, yes, they will submit to glory. Jesus is glory. They will submit to the Jesus in their spouse. Specifically, remember, Jesus is glory. He's God's glory. And God is the head of your husband. Submission is all about getting under the mission. And what's the mission? Glory. So submission is about getting under glory. Wow. Submit to glory and watch God transform your husband into an accurate reflection of Christ. Oh, I know he may not be glorified right now. In fact, he may be far, very, very far from glory. However, loving and reverent and honorable submission to the King of glory can cause him to become an accurate reflection of Christ. Glory is the mission in business. Glory is the mission in ministry. Glory is the mission in marriage, should you choose to accept it by living a life of loving service. So I close now by saying submission, get under glory. This is the heart of liberating versus enslaving submission. If you want to learn more about how to pray to glorify your marriage, we have a resource. Go out to bit.ly/glorify-my-marriage. And the first letter of those 3 words are capitalized. Now, before I leave you, I said I was closing, but I didn't say I was leaving. I have a very special guest who has something profound to say on this topic. Oh, and this guest, he knows me very well. It's my house band. Yeah, that Hebrew word for husband. It's my husband, Stanley Pina. Hear him.
I love the story of Deborah and Lappidoth in Judges chapter 4 and 5 because their relationship demonstrates mutual submission. Lappidoth chose to get under the glory that his wife was under as judge and ruler over the nation of Israel. And I love how Deborah got under the lightning-like honor shooting off the city gates. Oh, you didn't know? Lappidoth's name means lightning, and lightning is an aspect of glory. Women. If your husband had lightning-like honor, you'd submit to that glory too. As for me and my wife, we will submit to glory. Thanks for listening to today's podcast. To discuss and learn more about this episode, join your Glory community at bit.ly Glory School Community. First letter of the words are all capitalized. Finally, be sure to sign up for the RSS feed to know when the next episode is uploaded.